Hi folks, and welcome back to Black Raven Racing. Today we're back in Gran Turismo 3, where we're on race 4 of the Clio Championship in the Professional League. We've been winning all the races pretty handily so far. The car's a bit more powerful than the others. Unfortunately, there's not a lot I can do about that at this point, but let's see how we get on in this race. So I did previously remove the turbo upgrade that I had, so it does make us a little bit more evenly matched, but unfortunately we are still a bit more powerful than them. So we'll just take it easy at the moment while our tyres are cold. Easily keeping up with these guys. Very smooth first lap so far. A little bit of contact. Didn't do anyone any harm. Now we'll make the move. Into first place. Got a little bit out of shape that time. Car's able to handle all this pretty easily. And now we're starting to pull away. We'll see if we can get some consistency in these laps. Oh, that corner's causing a few problems. And we're already 5 seconds clear, coming on to the end of lap 3. And again, we're not going to go in for tyres, but I expect most of them will. Oh, maybe not, this is a shorter track, so they might stay out. I guess we'll see. bit better through there that time. It's a shame there isn't one or two of the race cars in this one, because it would have been nice to have a bit more of a challenge. Like in the last race where there were a couple of motorsport elites that I could compete against. But never mind. It's been a good lap, this one. 2 seconds faster than the last one. And the gap's out to over 10 seconds. So we don't need to worry about the other cars. Taking it very wide this time. Foot down all the way around that corner. We're almost halfway through the race. Another good lap. Now even faster. Excellent. This car is probably one of the best handling cars that I've driven in the game so far. Got very responsive steering. Doesn't really oversteer or understeer. And it's pretty fast as well. We are laying down some seriously good lap times here. Faster again that time. But these times will drop off in the final few laps as the tyres really start to wear. Pretty good at the moment still. Start to drift wide that time. Shallow into the corner that time. That's going to have spoiled this lap time. Still going to be decent, but maybe a second or two slower. Still holding the road pretty well, despite the tyres dropping off a bit. Definitely noticing it in some of the corners, but not as bad as many other cars that I've driven. Back in the 120s for that lap, 2 to go. Holds through that double apex so well. Maintained speed pretty well through that corner that time. We're on for another fast one. This could be the best one yet. Just under 120. We're over half a minute clear of everybody else. And now they're coming into the pits. So we're not going to lap them, but we're not going to be a million miles away. I think if I had to push it in this car, I would be able to get even faster lap times out of it than this. Because it's capable of taking so many of these corners flat out. And there we go. Fastest lap of the race on lap 10. Fantastic. What a great car. That's another 10 points in the bag, and I believe that'll be the championship. Yes, comfortably so. So we'll go on to race number 5, see if we can get the sweep. Okay, so race number 5, we are at Côte d'Azur, and seeing as how it's not likely to be a challenge, this one, these other cars are just a bit too slow, I'm going to change back to the Stage 2 Turbo. So I've reinstalled the Turbo now, and we'll just see how fast we can go around this one, and assume that we're probably going to win. See if I can still drive it now after a few races without the turbo installed. Certainly not going to do the tyres any good, that's for sure. But there we go, first place at the first corner. Yeah, a little bit of tail slide going on trying to accelerate out of some of these corners. a lot of tail slide actually, wow. Need these tyres to heat up pretty quickly. Not enough problems there for them to actually challenge me, but it does give an indication that this isn't going to be quite as easy as I expected. The steering issues. Oh man. But we're already 6 seconds clear. I did think that this one would probably be a pretty easy win anyway. Just because the AI doesn't always drive the best at Côte d'Azur. Especially to the bus stop. So let's just see what we can do. Can we lap them? That's going to be my ultimate challenge. It's holding the road a lot better now coming out of these corners. Turned a little bit too early there. Oh boy. Same problems on that corner again as well. Just mistiming it. I'm feeling a bit of body inertia as it's trying to go from left to right through some of these corners. Wasn't noticing that previously. This is probably a slightly tighter course than a lot of the other ones. A lot of quick changes from left to right and right to left. Yeah, it's got the same sort of turn-in as the Elise, but none of the slide that went with it, so I'd clearly gotten quite used to the Elise turning in early and then sliding through the corner, whereas this one turns in early and continues turning. No slide whatsoever. But we've already got an enormous lead in lap 3 out of 15, so oh actually yeah, it's a 15 lap race. I am going to need to come in for tyres then at some point. I don't think these are going to last 15 laps. If I realised that, I could have put them on a softer compound. So I'll probably get 10 out of this. But I'll probably jump in after 8 instead. I should probably put me on a similar tyre strategy to all the rest of them. Oops. Oh. got a little bit out of shape there. Alright, just need to dial it back in a bit. A little bit carried away there, I think. We're so far ahead. 25 seconds on lap 4. Much better through there that time. Not sure I could do that twice though. Again, the lap times have been pretty consistent, 1:44s. Starting to get a feel for how the car handles on this track. Okay. So we're comfortably picking up around about 7 or 8 seconds a lap. Ooh. Not if I do that though. For then lap 5, and we're a third of the way through the race. It's another 1:44, so it didn't do too much damage to the lap time in the end. Second gear's a little bit dodgy when you're accelerating out the corners. Oh, and the car sliding sideways. That's a bit unusual. Not really had that problem with this car. I had it a lot with the Elise, where under braking the car would just slide either left or right without any input from me. It's mostly behaving itself though. Slower lap that time though, partially caused by that. Definitely harder to control with the turbo installed. Doesn't quite behave itself as well as it does without. One more lap after this and then come in for a change of tyres. So I'm definitely feeling that it's not cornering as well. But we can manage another good lap for sure. Maybe. It's actually going to be a pretty good lap time, this one. Fastest one so far. Not quite sure how I managed that. But we'll come in for tyres at the end of this lap. To stay out without stopping, we would catch them. Stuck on the wall there. Okay, so now we will come in for tyres. Forgot how you get into the pits there. This will let them catch up a bit. But they're still going to be miles behind by the time we come back out. And that gives us 7 laps to try to catch them again. Forgot that these are cold tyres, so sliding about all over the place. If I'll keep it in 3rd gear through here just to avoid the inevitable oversteer. Even then, still getting some of it. 53 seconds clear as they come out of the pits. Hopefully by the end of the next lap my tyres will have heated up properly. Still not quite getting the level of grip I need there. Okay, through that tricky section. I think it's still definitely a possibility that we could catch them, even if they don't go in the pits. Ooh, that was very deep. Okay, 2/3 of the way through the race now. Ooh, got too close to the barrier there coming up the hill. Find out in a minute just how far behind me they are again once they get to the end of lap 10. .106. So still about just under 40 seconds behind them on a good lap. Not the cleanest of laps there, a few bumps and bashes, but I think time's going to be good. Another 1:44. Expect them to be going in for tyres by now. Maybe at the end of this lap. So 1:13 is the gap pretty much. About 30 seconds behind, so it's unlikely we're actually going to pull back that amount of time in the number of laps that we've got left. You never know, but it might require a pit stop on their part. Occasionally catch a corner wrong, but mostly this car does what I want it to. And the gap's out to 120, so 25 seconds. I think it's still fairly unlikely without them stopping, but you never know. We'll just absolutely gun it for these last few laps and see what we can do. Tyres are pretty much optimal at the moment. Ooh, very deep on this corner. Pushing it a little bit too hard. It's costing me time. And they're coming into the pits. Will they be out by the time I get there? So it would be quite fun to actually drive against the other cars instead of just overtaking them while they're in the pits, but I have a feeling that's exactly what's going to happen. Oh no, they're on the move again. They're going to come out with me right in the middle of them. Okay, I'll carefully not drive into the back of this guy on fresh tyres. And then bump his side as I go past. Cruise with them down through here. There'll be opportunities to overtake coming up soon. This being one of them. Could do a dangerous dive in at the bus stop here. Just gonna get past him there. Oh, he's going to push me a little bit further than I would like to have gone. It was a cheeky move. Now we've just got one in front of us. Just managed to get stopped in time. Tyres are starting to get a bit slidey, that's strange. Definitely not worn enough for that. I'll overtake him just before the end of the lap. There we go, a bit of excitement towards the end of the race. Now we're on the final lap. We have lapped everyone. Already built up a big lead over them, as you would expect. Much better through the bus stop for the final time. Final corner for what I think is going to be a pretty good finishing lap. We slide across the finish line, fastest lap of the race for the second race in a row comes on final lap. This time with slightly better tyres, but still pretty good. And there we go, that's the end of the Clio Championship. Sorry about that one being quite so one-sided. I never really know what the quality of the cars are going to be going in, so I try to make it as even as possible. I genuinely expected them to be the race cars, not the V6s, but never mind. So we'll pick up our prize money and prize car. Prize money, and what's it going to be this time? Oh, it looks like a Beetle. It's the Beetle Cup car. Excellent. That's a nice car, although I'm not sure I'm going to need it at this point, but I guess we'll see. Good stuff. Alright, well that will do us for today. Next week we'll be moving on to the TBR Tuscan Challenge, 5 races in that one as well, and then we're going to jump into the endurance races once that one's completed. And that will leave us with the final few championships in the professional league before the end, and hopefully we will make it that far. But thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the show, give us a thumbs up. If you'd like to see some more, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.